everyone, and welcome to Insight by Johnita Francis. We are down for another quarter hour of power, and I have to say, goodness me, what a week. So at the moment in Australia, sunny Australia, that is world renowned for our beautiful sunshiny, sunburnt weather, we've got 3 degrees. Now, colloquially, we call that the nope degree, which means nope, we're just not interested in getting out of bed or functioning or moving anywhere too far away from the fire because we have convinced ourselves that we will freeze solid. So for me, today is all about the nope degree. And unfortunately, I do need to venture out in public and do some peopling today. So I will be having my customary 6 layers of clothing on because I'm a Queenslander. And if you know anything about Queensland, you will know that we don't like the cold. We like it when we have that beautiful glistening to our skin that a layer of sweat brings us. That's the Queensland way of life, and that's the way we like it. So the cold weather can leave town for all I care. But sure enough, we will swap the weather over and you guys will have the cold, and you get much, much colder than we do. We just like to whinge about it more. And we will have our beautiful sunny weather back. So that'll be really well received. Right, so this week we're talking about third eye and how we can engage our third eye. Now, I got that from my Modern Oracle, which is my own personal Oracle deck that I have released recently. If you'd like your own copy, please do jump on my website or check me out on Facebook and YouTube, Insights by Johnita, spelled Johnita, and you can get your own copy there. Third eye engage is all about tapping into our intuition and following our gut. Now, how do we do that? Really simple. We actually listen to ourselves. So when I'm doing a reading for someone, and I read for people all over the world, it makes absolutely no difference to me if you're in the same room, in the same country, in the same state, doesn't matter. What I do tap into is the energy, and I take absolutely everything on when I'm reading for someone. So if I start touching my right ear, right is all about the future, ear is all about hearing. So you're going to receive some messages soon, fairly soon, and I need you to listen to those messages that are coming in. Someone's going to offer you some really cool advice. This is what's going on for you. So make sure you're listening when those people start crossing your path. Pay attention and be active listening in those conversations. If my knee starts playing up, I know that you're digging your heels in. You don't want to do something. Our legs carry us forward in life. If it's something on our left side, it'll be the past. So I know that you're digging your heels in and you don't want to let go of something from the past. You want to have one leg in the past and one leg in the future. And situations like that could be that we're just breaking up with the partner, or we're stepping away from the family unit because we're not seeing eye to eye and we just need to regroup and regather our thoughts. It could also mean that we really love our job, but it's just not the right fit for us anymore. Something in our heart just says, I love this industry, but I'm not vibing with the people that I work with. It's time for me to move on. So, and there's always that reluctance to do that. So, I will get these little physical cues of what's going on. If I start scratching my head, that generally means I need time to think about this a little bit more. So everything that I do on a physical scale when I'm reading for someone, as well as the channeled messages that are coming through. So for me, channeled messages are direct link conversations with spirit. I will get your relatives through. I'll get your guides through. I'll get my guides. I'll get my relatives. Pretty much anyone that wants to come on down and have a big old chin wag with me while we're doing your session. That's what happens for me. So I'll get shown pictures. I'll have entire conversations with spirit and entity. There is a difference. Google the difference between spirit and entity if you're interested in that. And what I do is I absolutely listen to everything that's going on. If my throat starts closing over, I know that there's something to do with my throat cog or my throat chakra. And you've probably heard me say about the chakras 1,000 times, and I refer to them as cogs because we're the machine. The human vessel is the machine, and our cogs need to be well oiled and need to be maintained, and we need to give them services, much the same as we do our cars and our equipment, to keep them running in optimum, to keep them running well and looked after and well oiled. Our cogs won't work if we're not looking after them. And when our cogs start playing up, or the area of our life that starts playing up, it's a physical manifestation for lots of us. When we often, as humans, get when we get run down because we've taken on way too much. Our bodies will start making us feel fatigue, or our immune system will start going down and we'll start getting a little bit sniffly or a little bit cough, or my husband in particular gets a chest infection. So if he's running down and he's doing too much, he could be fine Monday morning, and then like come lunchtime his body just decides that's enough sunshine. You need to calm down now. He will get an instant chest infection. He'll get a big chesty cough. And as soon as he stops and starts relaxing and looking after himself and rest, then that chest infection just disappears. It's the craziest but coolest thing I've ever seen in my life. So when we're engaging our third eye, it's not just this crazy, beautiful, spiritual thing that after you meditate for 55 years of your life, your third eye is engaged. It's about paying attention to every little thing that we do and being present in the moment. And what I mean by present in the moment is that sometimes, and I do this because I have a Pisces moon, I'm off with the pixies. So sometimes I'm aware of what's going on in my surroundings, but I'm only 50% aware. I'm really thinking about other things, or my mind is telling me about what else I need to do next. I'm very process driven, so I'm thinking about all those extra things that I want to do in 5 minutes or 5 years or 50 years, knowing me. So being present is making sure that I'm at least 90% engaged in what is exactly going on around me. When I'm having conversations with people, especially in a one-to-one or a normal human interaction, I'm always 100% present because that person is telling me something that they need me to pay attention to. Unless I don't like you, then I'm probably only 10% paying attention to what's going on. But, I'm here for the human experience, and I'm very honest, so I'll be very upfront that if I do walk away from you when I'm talking or having a conversation with you, my survival instincts have kicked in and you're boring me to death, so I've wandered off. So, but I'm very open and honest about that, because you'll see the sigh and the eye roll and everything else to be very, very clear that you're boring me to death, so I'll wander off. And I encourage people to do that because life is short and it should be about fun. It should be about good interactions. And that is another way of my body saying to me, so my third eye is still engaged, that this is just a conversation that I'm not going to gain anything from. There's no interaction or exchange that I can learn about myself or learn about that person or learn about what's going on in the environment around us or the society around us. So it doesn't necessarily have to be all about you for it to be interesting, but it does need to be interesting enough for me to want to pay attention, because I don't like the small talk. I don't like the drama. That sort of stuff does nothing to engage my third eye, does nothing to engage my ability to be present in the moment. It's just boring. That's what TV's for. If you need to tune out for drama, just put the TV on for a little while. Another way to engage our third eye is to play with it. Ask yourself what's going on. Classic example is when we're going into exams and we go, oh my God, and you're shitting your pants. You're literally shitting your pants about how well you're going to do. You've almost talked yourself out of passing before you've even sat down and picked up your pencil. So the third eye engaged would be talking to ourselves and saying everything will be all right. This anxiety that I'm feeling, this nervousness that I'm feeling is actually adrenaline pumping. And sometimes, unless we're trained, unless we do a lot of consistent training around it, we can't tell the difference when our adrenaline starts pumping, whether it's a good thing or a scary thing, because it feels the same. So learning about ourselves and learning how to read our body's cues are the ultimate way to understanding how to engage your third eye. It's not some special spiritual practice that you need to be a yogi for or that you need to do consistently for a very, very long time, okay? It really isn't. It's something that's a lot of fun. And there is no right or wrong way about how to engage your third eye. Some people will get symbols, some people will hear, some people will just sense, some people will feel. I feel this is going to take place. That's usually the catchphrase. Or I see this going on, or I've just got this feeling, or I know, or you might even surprise yourself and it's just that's it. It is what it is and that's happening and that's the way it is, and that's claircognizant. So the best way to do that is test yourself. Instead of going, holy shit about this exam, talk to yourself about, wow, how am I going to go? Am I prepared for this? And you betcha you're prepared for it, because otherwise you wouldn't have all those feelings of your adrenaline pumping. If you didn't care, you wouldn't get all that adrenaline. So, of course, it means something to you. Use your third eye, use your intuition to be able to help you through that process. And by talking to yourself, you'll actually be able to calm yourself down. Talk to yourself in a positive manner. Tell yourself that you've got these things in any area of your life. The exam was just a good example to use. Going for a job interview is another one. Going on a first date, whether you've had a million first dates or you haven't had even one first date since you and your partner had split, there's still that anxiety and that adrenaline pumping. And the best way to do that is engage your third eye. It'll calm you right down. It'll help you be present in the moment because you're paying attention to everything that's going on. So hopefully that helped you understand a little bit more about third eye being engaged. Once again, the modern oracle, I'm still channeling, so I'm speaking so fast, is available, is on my website, insightbyjohnita.com. You can catch me on Facebook. I do a podcast on Australian time Wednesday nights at 6:30 with the ever beautiful Trish Rock. You can catch us talking. We actually have a wheel of wisdom. We spin it. That's our topic for the night. So it's very impromptu, very exciting and very fast. And then, of course, if you're after spiritual mentoring, I am available to do that. I do 1 hour sessions. We do them online in a private chat room, just you and I, and we go through where your goals are, what you want to do, and if you don't have a clue, that's fine too. We'll work it out as we go along. So yeah. All right, guys, thank you very much for joining me on Insight by Johnita. It's always a pleasure to come on and read for you and have a chat and enlighten you with some extra knowledge. If you want me to cover a topic in particular, please do send me a private message, and I'm more than happy to discuss that for you in the quarter hour of power. And that's it for me for this week. Enjoy your week ahead. Love your loved ones and love them hard. Bye for now.